Former President of the Nigerian Senate and Presidential Aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, Anyim, has expressed confidence that he will clinch the party's ticket and emerge the presidential candidate of the PDP, having consulted far and wide with statesmen and opinion leaders in the country. But for more on this, Dickson Iroegbu, Director of New Media in the Anyim Presidential Campaign, joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening.
Let me begin by asking you your reaction to former Governor of Abia State Peter Obi withdrawing from the race and dumping the PDP. That sure seems like one less aspirant to worry about.
Well, thank you once again. It is the choice of Mr. Peter Obi, and he has made his choice, and I think we should respect that. For us, we're focused, we're very determined, because we have a job to do. Nigeria needs leadership, and that is what my principle is about.
But his withdrawing from the PDP, does it not further dim the chances of a Southeast president emerging? Because it looks like that ambition for president in 2023. I mean, would you say that the Southeast is getting closer to it or further away from it?
The Southeast aspiration to lead Nigeria in 2023 is not tied to Peter Obi.
Right.
So exiting, for us, the more the merrier. So if he's not said, oh, he's not contesting anymore, he just left the PDP. And personally, if you ask me my view, I think, honestly, Mr. Peter Obi was not particularly a PDP person. He ran for the seat of governor in Anambra State under APGA, finished there for 8 years, and ensured that APGA succeeded him. Yeah. And then before he joined the PDP. Well, so you would not therefore tie him to PDP. Those who are PDP members are like the pious Anyim Pius, who has been in the party since 1998.
Great. And let's talk about the reason why he left, which should be a source of concern to anyone. He talked about inducement and dollarization, forgive me the word coined, of the process, the delegates and all of that. We've also heard from our President Goodluck Jonathan today speak about the primary process of the political parties. It's a mess. Those are his words. So how has it been for your principal? Is he also doling out the dollars? How is it getting to the delegates?
My principal is a party man.
What does that mean?
What it simply means is that the interest of the party is what matters to him. Dollarization of the process or not, that's whoever is alleging should go out there and prove it. For me, election everywhere, politics everywhere in the world requires money. Yes, there's some crude way that our country, some of our politicians in Nigeria are going about it. Yeah, but that also tells that indeed we need leadership. If we get leadership right, this kind of situation as we're faced with today will not be facing it. Why it is happening this way? Blame whoever is in charge of Nigeria right now. I don't think it has to do with tying it down to any party. For my principle, it's simply about ensuring that Nigerians get leadership. And we
your
tired,
principal is who? Just
of where we found ourselves today.
Right. I mean, your principal apparently is pious Anyim Pius.
Yes, of course.
Right. Now, he says his chances are very, very high
to
clinch it. Yes. And I wonder what is basing this, I mean, what gives him this confidence. And again, Ohaneze Ndibo has been saying that zoning is a ploy to deny Igbo presidency and actually warned...
Not zoning or zoning.
Not zoning, of course.
Not zoning.
And that warned against any Southeast candidate accepting to go for the next best thing, which is a VP slot. What is his position on that? No,
it's clear. His position on zoning is in the public domain. It's enshrined in the constitution of the party. All right, and of the
I'm not even talking about his position on zoning. No, the warning that no Southeast candidate.
Senator Anyim Pius, take this to the bank. He's running to be president of Nigeria, and no distraction.
If he got an offer,
there's no offer beyond. He has a mission. He wants to serve the nation. Having been Senate president, he knows what Nigeria needs to fix now is our politics. He knows that environment. Having been former Senate president, that's a mini nation, a mini Nigeria. He was able to stabilize the National Assembly when he was there. Having been secretary to the federal government, he knows also the bureaucracy of government. So for me, What we need now is such an experienced person to get to that seat and ensure that we get ourselves out of, using the words of the former president, out of the mess we found ourselves. So it shouldn't just be tied to, oh, politicians are dollarizing. It's all about the mess we found ourselves, which leadership will correct. And that's what Senator Anyim is offering.
Some political analysts say, yes, he's had this experience as former president of the Senate, former SGF, but he lacks the national structures to win the election.
What is national structure? Can you define it?
Does he control the governors who control
he doesn't need to
party structures at the grassroots level? What has been his political connection since he left office?
He doesn't need to control anybody. But what is important is that the relationship with the leaders in Nigeria, he has such relationship with them. Take, for instance,
the leaders are not the ones who are going to vote.
Yeah. Are the governors not one of the leaders?
Yeah,
when I say leaders, the delegates are also guided by leaders. There are people behind them. So those leaders that guides the delegates, the Senator Anyim has access to them. If you want to talk about how he has access to these people you just mentioned now, check 2009, 2010, during the absence of former President Yar'Adua and all of that, and the National Assembly. In fact, Nigeria was almost going to go aflame. He stepped in, showed leadership, was able to assemble other 40 eminent Nigerians, and they went into the National Assembly, engaged them. And the next day, we had what we called doctrine of necessity. And that issue about not transmitting letter and all of that was tackled straight up. That's what we need now. What are the issues? If you talk about, call for secession here and there, there are political angles to these calls. Address them. Bring everybody's interest to the table. That's the kind of leadership Senator Anyim
How does he plan to even address such agitations?
It's political. Exactly? It's political. How? Let me tell you how. For instance, one of the reasons why personally as a Nigerian I'm supporting Senator Anyim, you see that document, the 2014 National Confab document, it needs to be implemented. It's gathered enough dust already. It needs to be implemented. And who can do it?
Is it going to go back to that document?
That must be something that he himself should be thinking about. I'm certain that he'll be thinking about ensuring that the continuation of that process is concluded. All right, that process, that it is concluded, and we get at least that demand for devolution of power, the restructuring you're talking about. Nigerians sat down and discussed our common challenges and then profiled ways forward. Now, what we need is a leader who can ensure that those issues, as discussed, you take it to the National Assembly, and he knows the right language of the National Assembly. He has the respect of the National Assembly. By the time he gets there, he'll be able to say, listen, gentlemen and ladies, the truth of the matter is that our people desire better governance than what we have now.
All right.
If you go through this document, you should be able to give us the people's constitution.
We'll have to say thank you very much.
This is an angle that we must hold on.
Let's hope the delegates
understand the language as well.
The delegates, I'm sure, understands the quality of the leadership.
Without the dollars. All right, thank you very much.
This dollar thing, the media should cut it down also. I think we're pushing it too far.
Dickson Iroegbu on Southeast Quest for Presidency. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.